Okay, so Google Meet etiquette and expectations, these are pretty straightforward, and most of you have already done this, or everybody's done this, so mute your microphone. That's just so any background noise doesn't take over. If you have a question, of course, please ask. You can stop me, you can ask. I mean, I do want this to be at least interactive. Talking to 25 and 26 different blank screens is fun and all, but obviously dress appropriately if your video camera is on. Here we are, we're still at school. I don't need to say more about that. If you have questions, you can type it in the box, though. Like if you don't want to just share it or say it out loud, you can type it. I'll try to have, with my 2 screens up, I'll try to have the chat box going as well. But definitely you can speak up if it's something that's pertinent to the thing that's going on at hand. And then down here, it says just information first, homework help later. And so in these sessions, you know, probably the first 10, 15 minutes, I will have it set up so, like, you know, I'm going to hit the top 2 or 3 things from the week or the lesson or something like that. Like for instance, today we're going to talk about spread and standard deviation. And then at the end of that session, you know, we can have just homework help questions if you have some. I might, you know, as we move on, I don't want to overload students right away this week, but we might have several sessions a week. You know, you don't have to feel obligated to attend all of them. But you know, the help sessions might be nice if you want to check in. I might record them if they seem helpful. I might not, you know, so we'll kind of see how things go as we progress through these at least next 5 weeks, which is just crazy to think about how we're doing this, but here we are. So how do we do distance learning in Algebra 2? I think we in our class are in a pretty good place as far as you know, understanding where to find work and, you know, all that sort of stuff, I hope, just because of the stuff we've done already. But just a couple key things. Always access via modules on the side here. I know that the assignment list that's on the right side sometimes doesn't work, things of that nature. So we just highly recommend that you go to modules. And then, of course, we've changed it around a little bit. You got these green check marks to see if you've got everything, all your work complete. So all of the previous work that we did when we were together face-to-face is its own section. And then we will be opening each of these sections by week on Sunday. And so, and then the whole week will open, and then you can do all that stuff, and then it'll be in its own little group and module. We may end up adding a few things to this that we haven't typically done before. And what I mean by that is 5 weeks is a long time not to see each other and not to interact. So maybe we'll do a flip grid here or there. Maybe we'll do like a Google presentation where you share like a picture of your work, something like that. We haven't really determined exactly what those things will be. But you know, those sorts of things would show up here. That's why we would prefer that you access things through modules. Obviously, when you go into Canvas and you actually go into the modules, I think you guys can still see this. You know, you can jump straight here and you can get these things. But one thing to notice is on the home screen of each of your Canvas courses, that our distance learning calendar shows up here. And if you click on those should have, if we've done our work, they should have a link directly to the Canvas assignment. So yeah, you can jump straight there. These are just kind of listed out by day, just because that's typically what the pace of learning is that you would want to be on. You can do them all on Sunday, you can do them all on Monday, but the expectation is that you are done by Friday, by the end of the week. So that's kind of the expectation. So any questions with that? All right, appropriate wait time, even though you know, I can only see 7 of you. And so as we move on here, let's see if I can get this to move. Something to think about is that I know that a lot of you needed graphing calculators when we were in class together, and now we are not in class together. So there are 2 ways for you to get access to a graphing calculator for free if you don't have your own physical graphing calculator. These are both linked on the Canvas homepage towards the bottom underneath the calendar. And so one way, this is brand new, and TI, I think, is just doing this because of distance learning for the entire nation, essentially. It's a Chrome extension for Chromebooks. So you can, this picture is a link on the Canvas homepage, and you can go there. You can add it as an extension to your Chrome. I think, Charlie Gilbert, did you do this already? If you want to share that, if it works, I'm not sure if it works or not, but I heard that Charlie Gilbert did this already. But so that should work. Yeah, Charlie Gilbert says yes, and it works. Good. So otherwise, another option is that you can go to this bit.ly calculator MCA. It's also linked on the homepage, Canvas Home, and that's another option. And so you have access to a free graphing calculator, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. So those are the things. Access it through Canvas. That's pretty straightforward, I think. That shouldn't be any brand new sort of information or learning for you. So hopefully that makes sense. Any questions? As far as quizzes and tests, we'll talk about quizzes a little bit later. Quizzes are going to essentially be the same as they always have been. You do them on your own. They're going to be due, all that sort of stuff. They're formative. We as a team haven't really discussed tests yet. We'll see where we get to. And so we'll have to figure something out at some point, I imagine. But for right now, we'll just kind of work on what we have in front of us. So that is that. And then I'm going to stop the recording for that part.